Hi friends, I'm having a little bit of indigestion. My channel has been having a lot of new viewers and a lot of new subscribers, so hey, hello to all my returning folks as well. If you guys are new, my name's Maddie, like I said, and I am about to be 37 weeks pregnant, which is really crazy. Yeah, I do have a boyfriend. I do also have a promise ring, but it's late at night and I want to be comfortable. I'm in one of his shirts. It's like a dress on me. I'm also in his pants. It's kind of concerning that I can wear his pants because I'm 5'2" and he's 6'7". Yeah, 6'7". Like you heard me right. So it's gonna be a really interesting pregnancy update. I do have gestational diabetes. I think I talked about this in my last pregnancy update. I knew I had it before I was tested, and as I'm getting bigger, it's just getting harder to do like workouts. I didn't work out heavily before I got pregnant, so I couldn't start working out heavily in my pregnancy or when I found out I had gestational diabetes. However, walking around, cleaning my house usually is enough to keep it in check. I have been having really bad heartburn still. I think I talked about this also in my last video. I didn't have any, and then all of a sudden I was 35 weeks pregnant and I was like, I am dying. They do have me on a preventative, heartburn preventative. It works pretty well. However, sometimes I still wake up in the middle of the night dying, but I keep water by my bed and chewable Tums. So Tums are lifesavers. Also, I don't like the chalky ones, so these ones are like chewable. They're not as gross. So yeah, I was having a lot of heartburn, and there's this Wise Tale. Is it Wise Tale or Wives Tale? I think it's Old Wives Tale. That if you have really bad heartburn, your baby will have hair. And I was like, there's no, there's nothing to actually back that up scientifically. However, I had to have another ultrasound because I was measuring big, and she has hair. She has hair. So that was crazy. You could see like the shadowing of it. We didn't get any pictures at our last ultrasound, which I'll go into, but I had been measuring big for a while, and I was measuring 2 weeks ahead, which is within normal limits. I was just getting kind of concerned about it, and they were like, you know what, we'll just give you another growth scan, no big deal. So I did go in and have that done. She is measuring about 7 pounds 4 ounces right now. So big. She's measuring big. She should be around 5 pounds right now. Yay. So I did have this scan done on Monday, and it's almost Friday, so yeah, she's measuring a little big. She is in the 84th percentile, which I didn't know what that meant. So if you line up 100 babies that have the same due date, she would be number 84 for size. So she is, I mean, I was like 7 pounds 11 ounces when I was born, I think. So I mean, she's newborn size. However, through pregnancy, my blood pressure has been good. I mean, I haven't had anything super scary happen. I have gained 25 pounds this pregnancy, so they wanted me to gain 15 to 25 pounds. And I was like, well, it looks like I'm gonna go over because I've been at the 25 pound goal for almost a month now, which I was kind of concerned, like I'm not gaining weight anymore. However, my belly's getting bigger because I'm getting stretch marks on my belly now. So I brought that up to my midwives, and they said she's still growing. And I mean, obviously she's still growing. I'm eating enough, I promise. And my body, she's probably just taking everything at this point. So they're not concerned as long as she continues to grow, have movement, and all that. There really isn't anything to worry about. And because of my gestational diabetes and her being on the bigger side, it's okay that I'm not gaining weight. At this ultrasound though, she is facing my spine, and I'm not sure she can fully turn anymore because there's not a lot of room. So I haven't felt her fully turn in a while. I feel her moving. But the fully turning hasn't happened. And she was awake during the ultrasound. She was moving, but she wouldn't turn her head. The ultrasound tech lady, sonographer, whatever you want to call her, was trying so hard to get her to turn her little head, and she would not. We did get one like face 3D scan that was kind of good, but her cord was also in front of her face. And the way she was facing, like you could only see like this much of her face, and the cord was in the way. And we tried rolling me on my side really far. She was like shaking her. I mean, we tried, and I eventually was just like, it's okay. We got some really good scans at her 21 week that showed like her little face and lips and everything, her little nose. And so I was like, we're good. Like, stop shaking her, because it's kind of uncomfortable. I was like, I just wanted to know how big she was, honestly. And I didn't get stretch marks on my belly until I was like 35 weeks, like 2 weeks ago. And all of a sudden I was getting them, and I was like, also stretch marks are genetic. I made a whole video about that. You can put on oils and stuff to help with the itching and to help the skin stretch and be moisturized. However, stretch marks occur at the base level of the skin, and yeah, mine come in very purple. They do fade, but they are very purple when they come in. Like, so I will probably be very stretch marked up this summer, which is okay. I really don't have an issue with them. So with her being big, I'm sure y'all are like, are they gonna induce you? Are you having a scheduled C-section? Are you, what does this mean? So because I'm seeing midwives, they take a very natural approach to everything, and they, unless there is a reason to induce me, they won't. But unless she's in distress, I'm in distress, something's wrong, they're not gonna induce me, which is okay. I don't want to be induced. Also, not talking about a scheduled C-section. There isn't a reason. She's not in distress, I'm not in distress, and even if she was, so if I go to 40 weeks, there's a chance she's going to be a 10-pound baby. Babies can gain a pound a week, and she's measuring 7'4" when I was 36 and a half weeks ish, 36 and 3. So if she gains a pound a week, I could have a 10-pound baby, which is okay. Sometimes the ultrasounds are wrong. Sometimes they're off a little bit, number one. Number two, is she big because her dad's big? Yes. So the sonographer said, when Great Danes breed with Chihuahuas. And I laughed really hard because that is a great way to describe it. So, and believe it or not, she's dropped because she doesn't kick me in the ribs as hard anymore. She doesn't, I thought my belly would look a lot different. It really, it's still very round. I thought it would kind of, nope, she doesn't have anywhere to go. I personally, though, would rather push out a bigger baby that is ready to come out than a baby that is not ready. I also said, does this mean that I'm probably going to go into labor early? And they said no. They said I could go to 40 weeks. I don't know if they'll let me go over 40 weeks. They said that this doesn't indicate that I'm going to go into labor earlier than 40 weeks. But they said that because of my size and her size, that there's a chance that my body will be like, it's go time. It's time to have this baby. So what I'm trying to get at is I don't want to, just because the doctors say that she's ready, I don't want to push her out. I don't want to force her out. She will come when she's ready, even if that means having a baby that's a little bit bigger. So because she is probably going to be big and her shoulders are measuring big, Jacob has these giant shoulders. They are planning to do my birth a teensy bit differently. So I'm still on for a vaginal delivery. Excuse me. They said that they will probably put me in a different position. So I was like, hey, if I don't get an epidural and I want to push on all fours or I want to squat, is that okay? And they were like, yeah. And I said, if I get an epidural, well, I asked about walking epidurals. They don't do those because they haven't found a safe way to do that. And I said, okay, if I get an epidural though, I don't want you to lay me flat on my back. And she was like, honestly, we can't because your baby's so big. So they will put me like sitting up and pull my legs back, almost like I'm squatting, but I'm on my butt type situation. You know what I'm saying? And like hold my legs there, and let me like really sit up. So I forgot to ask if they like the squatter bars, so that way I can possibly hold myself up too. But they were like, no, we will sit you up. There's even other positions like having you on your side, with like a peanut ball. Like there's other positions we can do. We're not going to put you on your back and make you push her out just because you get an epidural, which I was like, praise Jesus. Okay, praise Jesus. If y'all don't know the issues with pushing on your back, you should definitely do some research. So they were like, no, we're not gonna make you push on your back. We got you. They will have everyone that is helping me give birth educated of, hey, this is gonna be a bigger baby. She's gonna need help getting around the pubic bone. She's gonna need help, possibly a little bit more guidance coming out. Because you know, babies come out usually with their head facing the ground, and then they turn to the side to get their shoulders out. So I was like, okay, that's great. Y'all are gonna plan. Everybody's gonna know. Giant ass baby coming out, help her get out type situation. So I asked, am I gonna tear? And she was like, probably. Which I also did some research. Like, I think it was like 80% of women tear. Everyone is so afraid of tearing. And so like, oh my God, like you're superior if you don't tear. My mom didn't tear with us. There's a lot that goes into whether or not you tear. And I've just come to terms with the fact that I'm probably going to tear. There's not much around it. Honestly, no, it's cool. The recovery time's the same, and they'll just stitch me up and we'll be good to go. The only thing I don't like about the fact I'm going to tear is the fact that I'll probably be on painkillers after I get moved to women and newborns. And I don't want to be super drugged up after she gets here. So that's something I'm going to talk to them about when I'm there. Like, hey, I don't want to be super drugged. But also if I end up dying in pain, you know, it's hard. But if I am going to be super drugged, I would rather be super drugged in the hospital where I have nurses watching over me and Jacob is there and like we're being watched. So yeah. I also asked about episiotomies. So this is something that is super controversial. Everyone has an opinion on it and they can vary vastly. So I'm gonna give you my opinion. If y'all don't know, an episiotomy is a cut that's made at the bottom of the vagina to help a baby out, and this can be done when a mom is already probably gonna tear, already tearing, and the idea is that like a 2nd degree episiotomy is better than a 4th degree tear. However, some people are like, how do you know you're gonna tear that much? It's a toss up. Here's my thing. Here's my 2 cents. I really like my doctors, my midwives. I really trust them. They're technically not doctors. They're like nurse practitioners. I am going to midwives through a hospital. So they're nurse practitioners. They have advanced degrees, a lot of training at a reputable hospital. So I'm getting the best of both worlds. I feel like I'm getting the natural approach, the not super American medicalized, but I'm also getting the comfort and safety of a hospital. Home births are a lot. I have mixed opinions on them, but this is like the perfect situation for me personally. I feel like I would possibly be interested in like a birthing center if there was, depending on the training that those midwives had. So I asked about the episiotomy, and she said that's something we'll kind of just play by ear depending on how you're laboring, like how you're doing. She's like, there's a lot that goes into that, and we'll ask you before we do it, but sometimes that's what's best. And I was like, okay, fair enough. What I have decided, they're going to try to keep me from tearing. they're gonna, you know, position their hands, because you can kind of like apply back pressure and try to keep mom from tearing. However, giant ass baby coming through. If they're like, hey, we want to do an episiotomy, want to get her out, I think I'm going to be like, yeah, go ahead. That's my opinion. I hear the women that are like, no. There's also some women that after they tear or have an episiotomy, choose not to get stitches. You do have to sign an AMA form for that. I'm also just going to get the stitches, guys. That's my prerogative. That's my choice. That's what I want. Another thing I was worried about, my mom's sister, my aunt, was a sugar baby. Her mom had really bad gestational diabetes, so she was like huge when she came out. She had a vaginal delivery, and in order to get her out, they had to break my aunt's collarbone. And so I was like, will you break her collarbone if she gets stuck? And she said, she was like, that's super rare that we have to break their collarbone. And it'll be like an emergency situation. Like, we cannot get her out. She's like, we'll try to do an episiotomy first. We will try a different position for you. But like, once she's coming out, you have to get them out. They can't just chill there half out of the womb. You need to get them out, or half out of the vagina. You need to get them out and get them crying. So she said that would be like worst case scenario. We've repositioned you. We've given you an episiotomy. We just cannot get her. We've tried getting her on your pubic bone and we just can't do it. Then we'd be like, hey, we got to break her collarbone. It's not as traumatic as it sounds. Babies are very bendy. They do heal very quickly as well. But I was like, in my little mama heart, oh my God, my baby's going to be coming into the world. You're going to snap her bones. Like, I can't. She did say that sometimes it happens on accident, but again, that's rare. If I let them give me an episiotomy and position me in a position where I'm not on my back, and if I push when they tell me to, if I'm not just like trying to shove her out and I'm letting them like guide her out, that'll be a lot less likely to happen. So I was like, okay. So that's why I'm like, if I need an episiotomy, that's okay, because I'd rather have that than breaking her collarbone, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. I'm really excited to meet her. The good news is that I am really nervous for her actually coming out. I was really nervous for the crowning part, and now I'm really nervous about her shoulders and just her being a big baby. The good news is when she's out, and I get to see her and meet her and hold her and love her, you know, and have these special moments. So that's good. I am also really nervous all of a sudden for the postpartum part. I have come to terms with the fact that I'm going to be in labor. It's going to hurt. Whatever, right? When it comes to the actual, like, and I've just come to terms with that. I'm ready to go into labor. Like, whenever she and my body are like, let's go, I'm going to be like, okay, let's go. It's going to hurt. Like I said, I've come to terms with it. I'm educated. I am scared shitless for the postpartum parts. I think part of it too is because I'll be sent home alone. And what am I nervous about? Honestly, everything. I'm nervous about the bleeding. I'm nervous about having stitches. I'm nervous about my vag, just the whole thing. I'm nervous about pooping for the first time. I'm nervous about getting breastfeeding down and my cracked nipples and my engorged breasts. And like, there's a lot. And then on top of that, you're sleep deprived trying to care for a newborn. That's a great idea. Like, holy fuck. Which Jacob is like, we're gonna be fine. He's taking a week off to be home with me. My parents literally live right next door. They've been working from home. They're like, we're right here. You're gonna be fine. And I'm just like, oh my God. This is, you know me, clothed. This isn't a maternity shirt, but when I'm in a maternity shirt, I mean, it's like V round. Yeah. And then show y'all. So, Lola, can you move, ma'am? Lola. That is my belly button piercing. As you can see, it's just like, Lola.
I do have a rash. I noticed that tonight. Okay. It's my neighbor's cat. She's very needy. So here's some of my stretch marks. My appendix scar. And then here's some of those I'm getting over here. These are the ones on my hips. I have gotten some on my butt. I'll show you all those. You can see how they kind of wrap around the front. There you can see some. So this is what it looks like. Very round, very pointy. I've got my belly button's coming out too. Very big, very heavy. Yeah. Wow. She looks fake, I feel like. Like, it's like so, I don't know.
Yeah, this was my pregnancy update. I think I'm gonna kind of end it here. That's pretty much everything. I do feel changes in my body. I have lost my mucus plug, so we're just waiting around for whenever she's ready, like I keep saying. When I go into labor, I do have a video already uploaded. It's just private of being like, hey, I'm in labor. I feel like I'm gonna go into labor during the day when Jacob's at work. I don't know why. I mean, a nursery tour very soon. I did film what's in baby's hospital bag already, and then I'm gonna be filming what's in Jacob in my bag. Excuse me, I just tooted. So yeah, I'm gonna film that stuff and get that kind of pushed out before she gets here, before I push her out. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Hopefully this is my last pregnancy update. Not that I do them regularly, I kind of just do them when I have stuff to update y'all on, but hopefully the next video that I upload that's like an update is me being in labor, because I'm ready, guys. I'm ready to meet her. I'm ready to see her. I'm ready to go through labor. Like, I'm kind of excited. Like, I know it's gonna hurt, but I'm kind of excited because like my body is about to do some tough shit and we're gonna get through it. We're gonna be great. If you guys want to hit that subscribe to follow along on our journey, that would be really awesome. My YouTube channel has kind of been popping, so hey. So yeah, bye guys.